All right, how's it going, everyone? Solarbacca bringing you guys today a long overdue video. We are finally going to be reviewing Bwipo's Gangplank and MSI quarterfinals in BLG versus FlyQuest. This is game 3. We're going to be reviewing this. Now, I have watched this game already, but I have not gone down to the nitty-gritty of how things should have been. So this is going to be going in detail of what to expect from when Gangplank is picked in a game like this. So with that being said, if you guys enjoy this video and you want to see more of these types of videos, just comment down Baka Bald. Just comment down Baka Bald. Lets me know you like the video. And yeah, stop stalling. Let's get into it. All right. So I just came back from a trip to Korea where we got Challenger. And in Korean Challenger, what you're going to see a lot is Gangplank into Aatrox. You'll see Aatrox, Rumble, Jace, Mbessa, Jax. You'll see all of these top lane characters. It's very common. So what is Gangplank's role here when you're playing Gangplank on the professional stage? So we're going to break this up into 3 parts. Before Sheen, after Sheen, level 13. Those are the 3 things you need to know on Gangplank and the 3 things we're going to watch in this game. So number 1, how can we get Gangplank to Sheen without dying and without wasting his TP? This is what Bwipo needs to do. He needs to be able to hard shove either on the 2nd wave or the 3rd wave. Now, what does a hard shove do? It allows the wave to eventually slow push back to Bwipo, and it allows him to get a free Sheen gold, because as the wave slow pushes towards Bwipo, he will be safe from all jungle ganks. And you're about to see that in a moment, hopefully. I believe 27 minutes is where the pause, there ends up being a 25-minute pause, which sucks. But yeah, here, we are back. So, right away, looking at the scoreboard, let's full screen this. You can see that Bwipo has more CS than Mbessa, and what does that tell you? It means that he is getting shoved over the wave. Now, runes, very quickly, fleet footwork, resolve. The way Gangplank works into Mbessa and to a lot of champions is, as I mentioned, how do I get to Sheen without dying and without burning my TP? Because if you have to use your TP early as Gangplank, you hate your life, you're very disgusted. It's miserable. If you ever watch any Gangplank player and they use their TP or they die without getting to Sheen first, it's GG'd. It's GG'd until they complete their first item. The champion is very punishing if you fail that the beginning part of the game. So with that being said, the reason why Bwipo has fleet footwork is because he's saying to himself, if I just play the level 1 properly and the level 2 properly, and I get that 2-wave or 3-wave crash, then I essentially have a free rune that's going to give me so much healing, and it's going to help me against anything Mbessa does top lane. The alternative is going Grasp if you feel that, like, okay, I can get melee autos off against the Mbessa, but I'm a little bit worried if I end up missing a barrel, then the safe rune to go would be Grasp. But in this case, Bwipo has that confidence. He's like, I'm going to cook this Mbessa. It's free. And then afterwards, I got fleet. I'll outscale her. We're chilling. And Gangplank does actually outscale Mbessa. I would say once you get to, he's strongest at 2 items. And then he's strongest at 3 items, and then he's even a little stronger at 1 item, Trinity versus Eclipse. Yeah, but yeah, you can take a look at where Inspired is on the map. In fact, let me see if my camera's covering it. I think my camera is covering it, so maybe I'm going to move myself more like bottom left here. I think bottom left might be a better spot for me to place my camera. Yeah, and take a look at where Inspired is. Because they are going to be cross-mapping, Gangplank is going to be safe to push those waves early on. Oh, beautiful hitting that barrel. And then he's going to get auto Q. Yeah, he's beautiful. Look at this. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see this lane when it's played correctly, because both top laners will be 1 HP. That's just how it is. Gangplank versus a lot of top laners, you're going to be 1 HP fighting to the death. But that's what top lane's about. That's something I enjoy so much about top lane. Is you'll play perfectly, and it's going to come down to the final auto attacks. So here we see Bwipo's level 3. He has a fleet proc here in a moment. Oh, he uses orange plus fleet plus 200 HP. Now, something to note. Although Bwipo was not able to get a 2 or 3 wave crash, if you look at the wave right now, this caster minion is going to die, whereas Bin's caster minion is going to survive. This ends up becoming a slow push into Bwipo, which achieves the exact same result as what I mentioned earlier. He's going to be able to purchase a Sheen as long as he's able to catch the minions as they come in. And because Inspired is topside, he's actually able to take some risky trades, and that will end up resulting in a freeze or a kill. Yeah, you can see how comfortable he was. He was 150 HP earlier, and now he's 500 HP thanks to Fleet, plus Second Wind, plus D-Shield. It's just such a nasty combo on GP. And Mbessa's going to have to most likely flash? No, she doesn't actually have to flash here. And take a look. Bwipo's got the freeze. He's very happy. All he has to do is place a barrel on the melee minions. That way Mbessa's not able to farm it without committing more than 2 abilities. And this is the dream. Where Bwipo is right now is the hardest part of picking Gangplank in pro play, and a big reason why professional players, in my opinion, do not play Gangplank is because the position that Bwipo is in right now takes work, and it does take practice to get to this point. And that point is Sheen, which he's going to have very soon. Not on this wave, but on the following wave, 32, 33 farm, that's when you can expect 900 gold for that Sheen. And because Inspired is playing to Bwipo's side of the map, and Jhin and Alistar are hard, or not Jhin and Alistar, Senna, Alistar are hard champions to dive, this Gangplank is going to be able to get the Sheen extremely reliably. Beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The wave is still frozen, and the reason the wave is still frozen is because of what Bwipo did, level 1 and level 2. Remember how he had 5 CS to 3 CS? That's because he was slow pushing the wave into Mbessa. When Mbessa ended up trading back, Bwipo's minions ended up dying in those trades, but Bin had 1 caster minion that survived. And that 1 caster minion is what allows Bwipo to freeze the wave here and makes Bin burn his flash. So a lot of Gangplank, because the champion is so difficult, is what is like the secret to the laning phase where I could just be comfortable. And in this case, hard shoving on the second wave or the third wave will guarantee you that slow push into you, guarantees you Sheen, you feel great about your life. And you're going to get to level 6 without having to burn your ult. Okay, Masu ends up dying. A little bit unfortunate. And take a look. Gangplank has Sheen. Absolutely beautiful. That's it. This is the hardest part of getting Gangplank in professional play, is how do I get to 5 minutes and 32 seconds or 6 minutes into the game without the game already being over because I'm Gangplank. Because there's a lot of bad matchups in professional play that I think you have to be very experienced on Gangplank to play. But Mbessa is one of the more playable matchups. It's not something like a Rumble or something like a Jace where you have to play pixel perfect just to get even. I love, and I wish that more people would pick Gangplank into champions like Mbessa, into the Jaxes. Honestly, those 2 matchups, I think, are very common, especially in Fearless, where you're going to be seeing those characters Game 3, Game 4, especially Game 5. That's where I think Gangplank can really shine, because Gangplank is what most teams really want when you're in Fearless. Game 3, deep into Fearless, Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, you want stability. So right now, the wave is slow pushing again into Bwipo. The barrel, unfortunately, does not connect onto Bin. Now, what Bwipo should be doing is the same thing he did top lane, just freeze. You can see that with that Sheen, he's so much stronger than Bin. Like, this is great. And now we're at a point where, because Gangplank has Sheen, that it's no longer... You don't need to analyze anything. And what I mean by you don't need to analyze anything is, this is where Gangplank becomes a little unskilled. GPQ, barrel. You know what I mean? You place a barrel down, and then you Q the opponent, and they have 2 options. Tank the Q, or try to trade on the Gangplank. So Gangplank, it's very easy for him to make the decision. Well, if you're going to jump in, I know your only choice is to jump in, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to harass you. Like, I'm going to blow up that barrel because I know that's the only choice you have, and you're going to suffer.
But it still have huge impact on the champion.
Yeah, they're definitely big fans of the champion. And we should go back over, because it was so long ago that we did talk about it, but the champion...
Now Gangplank has his ultimate for his teammates. He does not need to TP. Bin doesn't have TP, and Bwipo doesn't have TP. But we still have that Gangplank ultimate for our teammates.
farm up as much gold as possible.
Okay. Now, this is something I do disagree with Bwipo doing here, is he ended up using his orange in front of Bin. I think this is a huge mistake. And the reason for that is because we've established that the only way that M.Bessa is not going to outsustain Gangplank with Fleet Footwork. We've already established that. Bin went to get the Honey Fruit, gained 300 HP, and he's still lower health than Bwipo. So the gap here is massive. So as I mentioned, Bin's only two options are continue getting GPQ to death or all in Bwipo. Now, by Bwipo oranging, he's gaining HP, but that HP is not worth it because he could deny Bin's entire ability, which is Bin's ultimate. And Bessa's R can be fully cleansed and you take 0 damage as Gangplank. And the value of that is a lot greater than just healing 150 HP. I think especially on a wave like this where you're the one pushing into the M.Bessa, like you want to eliminate M.Bessa's option of being able to go in and just have it that, okay, you're going to get a good recall off because you're slow pushing a wave, and then she can't go in on you, and then you're just happy.
So many answers here for what BLG are showing.
He almost got that auto off, but because the barrel was blown up, he can't. But yeah, he just has to be a little bit cautious. Now, right now, his orange is going to come up within the next 3 seconds or so he's back to being safe.
Very aggressive for their kills, like they're doing right now. Baseline level 6 on the buy immediately engages on Busio, dawning shadow from.
Oh my gosh, on his solo.
It's a 1-0 for BLG as On gets away with 100.
Now, I do think while Gangplank could have ulted, overall, I think it's always better to save your GP ult because there's going to be a fight over either Grubs or there's going to be a fight over Dragon Vision before 1 minute before Dragon spawns. So saving your GP ult is always going to be beneficial. Now, in this case, getting a free kill is beautiful. So it's not even a problem here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Up 300 gold on the M.Bessa. Rise ends up getting a kill. This is what I love to see when I see Gangplank picked on an international stage or even in a domestic region. It doesn't matter where. That's what I love seeing. He brings that stability that no top lane character can really react to when you're deep into Fearless. There's no Rumble. There's no Jace farming from afar or Rumble equalizing the wave. It's just... you're just this wall, this brick wall that nobody can go through. Love to see it. Now, what is Bwipo's goal? Farm to Trinity Force, ult for team, and that's about it. He's just supposed to be this brick wall that BLG will have trouble going through right now. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is beautiful. With FlyQuest's team composition, I do think they outscale. I don't think it's like one of those super hard outscales. Despite having Senna, Gangplank, and Rise, I don't think it's a hard outscale, but I think it's one of those outscales that's very comfortable to play. And what do I mean by comfortable to play? Well, you have Poppy, who can ult one person out of a fight, which it doesn't matter who on BLG gets ulted out of the fight. That's extremely valuable. The second thing to note here is that you do have pretty easy, survivable CC champions in the form of Rise, who's very tanky, decently tanky, and then you have Alistar with the Unbreakable Will. Pretty much anybody on BLG who gets WQ'd by the Alistar will just end up dying. Or have to burn Flash. Now, here, Bwipo, this is something that I'm sure he knows is also very newbie here, but the objective that you're going to be playing for is most likely the Dragon. But not only that, but you as Gangplank, you can't do anything to this Kai'Sa here. And this is a mistake that I think top laners in general make, is you try to squeeze something out, but you squeezing out that like 1-inch lead, I don't think means anything. For example, you queue the Kai'Sa here. Let's imagine you queue the Kai'Sa twice. Does anything change top lane? Is a dive going to happen? No, I don't think a dive is going to happen. Well, also, like, this I think is just bad intention to go for. Okay, Bwipo ends up flashing. He still has his orange. He's going to use it once he gets charmed, but Kai'Sa still gets the Q off. Nautilus ends up getting stunned.
jumps forward, but Knight's already cleared the distance. FlyQuest making a 1-for-1, but Monster's gonna drop if he's not careful. BLG successfully get their carries away to the safety of the tier 1 turret.
That was actually quite good for BLG.
Yeah, so this death that Bwipo had actually ends up being pretty terrible for the game, in my opinion, just because you look at the map, and Bin is going to end up getting 2 plates, if I'm not mistaken here, and you lose a dragon completely for free. Now, even if your goal was to give the dragon, it's just every other scenario is better than this. One other thing to note as well is what Bwipo did wasn't bad until it was bad. So what do I mean by that? There's an invisible line, and maybe I can even show my mouse. Can I show my mouse here? Okay. There's an invisible line that every player who's a high-ranked player, they know that there's a line they should not cross. For example, in a fight, let's imagine there's a fight happening top lane. There's a point where you're overextending. This right here, this little line right here that I drew out, if you go past that line, you are overextended. So take a look at where BLG is. This is heavily overextended. In the same way, Bwipo crossed that line himself, which I think, honestly, is like right here. I think that his line of vision, this ward, right here, this is your do not cross this line or you will die. And because he was here, he's 3 seconds away from getting to that line. If we count it 1, 2, 3. Now, imagine that he had 3 more seconds of running time while he was right here, right? We do the counting here. That's 1, 2, 3. He's about right here. If that happens, all of BLG is dead, assuming they still engage on him. Will BLG engage on Bwipo if he started off right here from the very beginning? I doubt it. And that's what you want. You don't want anybody to engage on you. You want stability. So I think this mistake by Bwipo is noob. Basically noob. And then as a result of Bwipo losing Flash, he's now on the back end of this matchup because Mbessa is going to be able to recall in TP with the 2 plates that she purchased, or 2 plates that she got from the Death top lane. She's going to have Eclipse. And because Gangplank doesn't have TP, he's not going to be able to recall and TP back with Trinity Force to match the Eclipse. So watch this. Mbessa has Eclipse from the 2 plates that she got. Look, she has perfect gold for Eclipse. And Gangplank is stuck in lane without Trinity Force. If Gangplank has Trinity, oh my gosh, he can absolutely stomp the Mbessa. But with just having those Trinity components, it makes trading very difficult against any Eclipse user. Let me switch this back. Let me switch this back so you guys can see it.
BLG, it's up to them to drive the pace of this game forward and make this dive comp work. And you've got the best diving AD carry in the game with
yeah, so look how unskilled this is. Bin goes in, he uses 2 abilities. Oh shoot, I have Eclipse, so Gangplank is now half HP. Oh jeez, this death is also bad because it's this. I think this is the same level of death as the Kai'Sa death top lane. It's just it's lack of awareness in the moment of, I think, what is needed, like what's going to happen, right? So Mbessa's already shoving the wave, so this wave will end up crashing under your tower no matter what, and you are not going to miss a minion. And even like this melee is not going to die, but even if it did die, like who gives a shit? You're not in a position to make a choice because Mbessa has Eclipse and you do not have Trinity. It's like there's no choice there. You just have to respect it. And then committing a 2 minute cooldown, 2.5 minute cooldown in the form of your ulti, it makes Gangplank lose so much value. And Mbessa getting a solo kill in a matchup she should not be getting a solo kill in, it's rough. It is very rough. So, to sum up what's happened so far up to this point, I think Bwipo did the hardest part of Gangplank correctly. He got to his Sheen, he played the lane well, he got his Sheen, froze on the Mbessa, made her suffer, she was miserable, and bleeding CS. But I think the 2 invisible lines that Bwipo crossed that he should not have crossed ended up snowballing a little bit and giving BLG this 1.5, 1.7k gold lead. Like 1.5, right? Because they already had like a 300 gold lead. But it ruins, the key thing here is it ruins the stability of the game. Now you're playing without GP ult, and now Mbessa gets a free base, and you kind of just have to wait for Gangplank to get back on the map.
Busio pops the unbreakable will immediately as BLG engage on him, and now he has no powerful defensive tool. Quad's in danger as Knight uses the Spirit Rush immediately, going point.
Yeah, they said 4 people top lane because Gangplank is still walking back to lane. You just can't get anything anywhere on the map, which kind of feels bad.
And this is what we talked about in the draft. Force collapse topside jungle.
So now I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I want to go to the parts where Gangplank is playing the game, because Gangplank is the champion that for the most part is going to be farming until he's relevant. So what should Bwipo be doing now? He's got his Sheen, he's got his first item. Now we just need to get to level 13. If we get to level 13, the game is winnable, because by the time you're level 13, you will have 2 items, and that'll be, in this case, Trinity and 2 Serpent's Fang, because there's a lot of shields on the opposing side. And Serpent's Fang just allows you to burst them down with the champions that you have and absolutely kill them like that. So Trinity into Serpent's Fang, level 13. That is the next time this Gangplank is going to be useful. There's no like trading pattern that's important to analyze at this stage, mainly just because of how far ahead Mbessa is. And how Gangplank is not level 13 yet. Beautiful. Beautiful kill to get. Good that Poppy gets the kill. This Gangplank literally just wants other people to get ahead, to have gold, to have a semi-front line while he gets Trinity and Fang. Because his damage is definite and it's going to stay the same for a while. So Bwipo ends up TPing here. Let me go back to full screen. 1 barrel is down. 2nd barrel comes out. Beautiful combo. Gets 2 people. Beautiful. Man, it's amazing. It's honestly amazing. Like, how winnable this game is it's beautiful. It's beautiful how winnable the game is. It's just that you do need that stability, because BLG is the team that needs to make something happen. FlyQuest isn't the team that's getting hard outscaled. That's why BLG, I think, end up going for this play, is because they're trying to, I think, burn sums before the next Dragon or Herald. And I think they're also trying to get a lead while their champions are strong. So Knight, I think he has, yeah, Knight has Malignance, Kai'Sa has Kraken. It's like 1 item to 1 item, but the champions are just stronger right now. Like, Vi ult into Ahri Charm is always going to be instant kill if it lands onto somebody. And then you have a Kai'Sa who can instantly get into the fight. She cheats, like, being late to a fight or even mobility just because of her ultimate. She's going to instantly be there with that Vi and with that Ahri. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. And what Bwipo should do to defend this tower is triple barrel combo. Although it is very hard to defend because they have 3 grubs, and you cannot one-shot the grubs as Gangplank. So even if he were to land a combo here, the grubbies would end up tanking the tower and take it anyways. So now we're going to fast forward until we get to level 13. Because that's all that Gangplank needs right now, is just level 13. Alright, and now Gangplank is about 1 more away from 13. Beautiful! Now let's watch what goes on now. Alright, so my Gangplank is level 13. He's very, very strong. We're just going to watch him play against Knight. Now, one thing I'm going to say to all of you who are watching this video, and to everybody who's watching this video, and whether you're a professional player, high elo player, low elo player, it does not matter. This is the best way to teamfight as Gangplank, and I'm going to tell you guys what it is. Ready? There's only 2 combos you should be doing. You should be doing the normal double barrel combo. Not the one part, not the Phantom, or whatever it's called, right? Whatever you want to call it. Not the EQE, if that's what you call it as well. Place 1 barrel on top of you. Place the 2nd barrel on the opponent, and auto that barrel. That is the first combo. The second combo is the triple barrel combo. Now, why do I say these are the only 2 combos you should use? Because these are the easiest, and they're the most reliable. They're the easiest, and they're most reliable, and even, like, another word, I guess, they're the most effective. Because if you try to blow up a barrel with your Q, you will always get that barrel hit by a ranged character because your Q has a cast time, and almost every champion's like auto attack is going to be faster. So Kai'Sa's auto, faster. Ahri's auto, faster. So if you were to place a barrel, for example, let me show you guys my cursor where it is very quickly. If Bwipo were to place a barrel right here and then try to do 1, 2, Knight will always hit it no matter what. Whether this was Knight or whether this was like a Diamond Ahri player, 9 times out of 10, they will hit that barrel combo. However, if you use your body and where you're walking, right? So let's imagine that Bwipo's right here and he places one barrel here and then the second barrel here. Now, is this going to hit Ahri? No, it's not going to hit Ahri, but my point is, Ahri can never outtime the barrel that Bwipo would place on top of himself. She will never win the timing on that barrel ever. Because one barrel to one barrel here, along with auto attack, that's instant. With attack speed, with Trinity Force, you will never, ever, ever lose that barrel timing. So whenever you're assessing a challenger Gangplank or a pro Gangplank, I want you guys to keep that in the back of your head. Always either double barrel with the first barrel on top of yourself, boom, boom. It's the most effective, it's the easiest, and yeah, very, very good. Or triple barrel. Triple barrel can look anything like boom, 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 boom. Like, it doesn't matter, right? But that's my point, is that you don't want to blow up your barrels, your first combos with your Q almost ever, and you never want to go for a one part or a phantom barrel, because honestly, as somebody who uses it myself, it just ends up getting you in a lot of scenarios where you've overstepped and you die. So I think those are the best barrel combos to practice on Gangplank the exact way that I described them. So with that being said, let's go back to the game.
Down for FlyQuest's side, there's nowhere really for Bwipo to retreat to, which is being gold. Really
So
scary
now that
right
Gangplank
now.
is level 13 and he has Serpent's Fang, what is his job? His job is quite literally just to control an area. Control an area where the fight is going to happen.
Not letting up. Relentless now, as you can see, all of those.
Another thing that I like to describe Gangplank as, to a lot of people, right? I think Gangplank is best played as a champion who punishes mistakes rather than creating opportunity. So remember that barrel principle I just showed you, where if you place the barrel up ahead to try and combo the Ahri, she'll auto it? I think that is you trying to create an opportunity. But if you just place the barrel on top of yourself and Ahri walks in your range, then you're punishing a mistake. And I think that is the best way to play Gangplank, period. It doesn't matter who you are or what rank you are. I think that is the best way to play him. So when this dragon comes, I want to see Bwipo in a bush, hugging it, waiting to punish a mistake.
Flanks come in from Vi, though.
Serpent's Fang on Bwipo to counter the shields of
That's what I want to see.
I mean, cutting that shield in half could be the difference between life and death.
Good job there by FlyQuest.
Now, all of FlyQuest does have their flashes up, so I think they're favored to win a fight.
For themselves, and they escape up to the top side.
You got 2 items on Rise, 2 items on Gangplank, 2 items on Senna. I think they are stronger than BLG. And anything that is not an isolated 3v3, 2v2, 4v4, 1v1, I think they will always win. I think FlyQuest will always win 5v5.
Already, because there's so many shields on the enemy team, but Otacon's already started up Flowers.
Now, Otacon gets started. GP ult has insane value. Take a look at this Gangplank ult. Oh my gosh, he drops a Gangplank ult and everybody has to run away.
Cannon barrage already used, forcing BLG back. Now Otacon down to 3,000 HP. FlyQuest still thinking about it, but Keeper's Verdict was already used. Stolen away by
Vi ends up stealing it. I don't think there's anything Bwipo can do to stop it. I think he did his job. If anything, maybe he could have placed the barrels earlier, however. So take a look at what's happening right now. He's just autoing the Otacon, but he's not placing a barrel anywhere. Oh wait, no, he does. Yeah, he places a barrel here. He just misses the combo, it looks like, or does it get auto attack? Yeah, he does have it. No, he does his job. He does have a barrel down on the Otacon. So they end up stealing the Otacon, but this will end up getting FlyQuest hopefully a free dragon. Same thing, right? Same thing. I think Bwipo should only be in a bush, punishing a mistake, not trying to create some sort of opportunity. I don't think Vi being behind them is a mistake on Vi's part until Vi commits. So right now, Vi is just watching, but she has not committed to anything. So right now, this barrel that Bwipo has in the bush is insane, because a triple barrel will cover the entire river. Nobody can walk up. And I think that's what your job is. You just punish the mistake. This, I think, is a huge mistake by Bwipo. Huge mistake. Let's pretend that Busio did not combo here. I think this is a huge mistake because you're not stopping anything. You marking that Vi, I don't think is stopping anything. If Vi wants to engage, she will engage, and the Gangplank is not going to stop her. Gangplank doesn't have ult because they used an Otacon. Very nice barrel combo. Knight's extremely low. Beautiful. Gangplank ends up getting some gold, but if we were to rewatch this fight right now, take a look at where the Gangplank is. I think Gangplank alone can control this fight because that's what he's just amazing at, right? I think you just commit to this barrel no matter what. Even if Vi goes in, I don't think Gangplank is ever the target that's going to be Vi ulted. So if that's the case, then Gangplank has free hit on every single other person. Every other person, I think Gangplank has free hit on. And that is at level 14 with 2 items. I think Gangplank can carry the fight with literally just 2 combos. That's it. 2 combos. So Gangplank being here early means that Bin will 100% die to a barrel and to the Serpent's Fang, 100% death. And it makes it harder for Mbessa to do what she does here, where she locks down Quad, and Quad ends up losing an extra 800 HP from like Seraphs and just his own HP himself. He ends up dying. So I think these are ways in which Gangplank could have carried the game. But also, I also think that these are just things Gangplank should be doing, period. And I think it's easier to play Gangplank the way that I'm describing versus the way that like I'm seeing at times. I think you are just... There are certain truths that the enemy can't stop, and one of those truths as Gangplank, you control an area and you decide what happens. Because there's only 2 scenarios that will happen. There's only 2 scenarios that will happen. If they go on your team, you will win. If they don't go on your team, you are winning because they're not engaging. Those are the only 2 options you should ever be thinking of when you're at a Dragon, when you're at a Baron, when you're on mid-wave, when you're on a side lane as Gangplank, and you're looking to do a skirmish. Those are the only 2 things that should be on your mind. So I think this is just the wrong mindset. Now, we're going to fast forward a little bit here. So right now, FlyQuest does not have any sums. The Senna doesn't have flash. Poppy doesn't have flash. Gangplank doesn't have flash. So those are pretty important flashes. Rise having flash is pretty nice, but the fact that Senna doesn't have it is a very big deal, and the fact that Gangplank doesn't have it is a very big deal because BLG is mobile. They're snap engaged, they'll get on you quick and DPS you. So all FlyQuest has to do, because BLG also committed summoner spells in that fight, is don't fight. The enemy team cannot start Baron because you have GP ult and they don't have flashes. So if they're committing to Baron, they will lose the game off of it.
They can still secure their own buffs.
I want to take a moment to shout out Baseline there because that was such a big play up by Otacon. And he's only
like Gangplank is really happy because he's like, oh my gosh, I almost have shield bow. I almost have shield bow. Senna almost has her rapid fire cannon. These are all things to be very happy about. And if you look at Quad, Quad also almost has his Zonias, which is going to buy a lot of time. And he's almost level 16. So here we end up getting the Zonias. We get Rise level 16 in a moment. We're strong. We are very strong. Gangplank gets shield bow? Yeah, we're giga strong. Jesus Christ, we're so strong.
Right there, and we'll see if they can find their engage over the wall.
Okay, we engage on the Nautilus. We're one-shotting Nautilus. Good GP ult. Rise gets 1 shot. Senna's getting 1 shot. Yeah, a bit cooked there. 5 for 0 ace and Baron, or 5 for 2. 5 for 2 ace and then Baron. So what could the Gangplank have done better here? I don't think he could have done anything better. He ends up doing his job. He ends up getting the barrel. He has a ult. I mean, it's a huge value. GP ult and huge barrels. I think the biggest problem here is that you don't fight without your flashes up, because there's no world that Masu or Quad, I think, could even help. Like, Quad would have to have a perfect, pixel perfect 0.1 second flash the second Knight jumps over the wall. But he ends up getting knocked up by, I think, the Nautilus ult here. And then, yeah, they end up getting knocked up by the Nautilus ult. I think you just don't fight this because you don't have flash up. I think the second you have flashes up, the game is won. But yeah, it is hard to walk into this little corridor here when the enemy team is there. I think it's either you wait for flashes or you just don't take the fight because you can't enter. Because they were trying to clear the mid wave, so they were always going to be there. They were never going to be in this jungle area. But yeah, they end up getting Baron. It ends up becoming a 9k gold lead. All Gangplank can do right now is clear waves. Because him and Ryze are the main wave clearers. Senna's kind of acting as like this sort of champion that's trying to poke out their front line whenever possible. Like, can Senna clear waves? Yes, but she's trying to just make sure that their Baron push is mitigated. Gangplank's job, just clear the waves. Try your best to clear the waves. Because hitting a barrel is going to be very difficult. Although Bwipo does hit a crit barrel there on Knight. That's huge.
Clears waves. Gangplank, very effective.
Actually, was that a crit? I think it was.
They're trying to buy themselves some time. They sacrifice that mid inhibitor. They have the Ryze, accomplishing something with the split push.
They only have 1 minute 40 on Baron. Bwipo ends up getting hooked, but he still has oranges and he has shield bow. Nautilus ends up dying, which means that's the end of the Baron push. Because Nautilus dies, they have nobody to soak up the damage on the side of FlyQuest. From the side of FlyQuest, yeah. Like Poppy just eating anyone, Ryze EW, like nobody can tank the combo now. So their Baron push is going to end up dying here.
And FlyQuest to play, but it's plus you're exposed.
Just fast forwarding. Gangplank is close to his Infinity Edge as far as I'm aware.
Very close to 100 stacks.
Actually, he's probably not that close because he already has 3 items and Bessa has 3 items. I would say right now he's probably sitting at, I don't know, like 1.2k gold. So he's probably another 1,000 gold from IE. Yeah, he's probably another like 1,300 gold from Infinity Edge. But this is very comfortable for FlyQuest right here. You have 3.5 items on Senna, almost got 100 stacks. Quad is 3 items. Poppy's going to have Abyssal Mask very soon. GP will have IE. Not by the next Dragon. I don't think he'll have IE by the next Dragon.
Right, On gets stunned by Inspired, but the Acathian Rain from L firing back. On very low on HP.
On hates LP, which is really nice to see.
The kill. FlyQuest with another pop onto the camp, looking for maybe if they're power. So that means that
just Nautilus time you give to all these towers late.
Joke, but even every time.
All right, so we're still farming as the Gangplank. Everything, life is going good for the most part. We actually do have IE. What? Wait, we actually have IE right now as GP. What? This guy's printing gold. Can we nerf Gangplank? I guess it makes sense. This guy's spent 500 on boots and then BF sword and then hasn't based yet. Oh my gosh. This is like a crazy IE, by the way. Okay. 4 items on Gangplank, 1 crit, GG.
Man once said, if you don't have faith, why are you even here? Down almost 10,000 gold. Vancouver,
that's a good line.
Believe in the defense?
From Azale.
Do you believe in FlyQuest?
They seem to, as On tries to go
On definitely believes in FlyQuest. My lord. On definitely believes in FlyQuest, I'll tell you that much.
FlyQuest, they're holding strong for now, but look at those minion waves on the minimap. Bot is being
it's
pushed
beautiful.
as well.
The only bad thing is that bot wave is pushing in and top wave is pushing in.
They're funneled into the river.
Doing my best to invoke the ancient magic here. FlyQuest pushing in.
Right now, Dragon is spawning in 10 seconds. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. Your bot wave shoved in, top wave shoved in. You have to get the Dragon so they don't get soul, but they could start Baron.
You're only on 2.
Scary.
Start the Baron up themselves at the same time. They're not doing it particularly quickly. So FlyQuest are
oh, beautiful Ryzel.
to try to stop.
And the GP ult. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Look at Gangplank, bro. Look at GP.
Going to get the Drake and then realm more pop to try to
You just drop a GP ult on the other objective and they have to leave. They have to leave. There's no other choice. They need to leave. Bro, Gangplank is so good, man. I wish more teams
He's
would pick
making his
him.
way up to the rest of BLG. Elk's at only about 60% health.
Champ is so
but
good.
Nobody seems to want anymore. Not yet.
Especially in Fearless.
Defense is good for now. Bin was thinking of flanking. He actually calls it off though. Minions are on the inhibitor in the bottom lane.
FlyQuest needs to push out bot wave and top wave.
They're really problematic.
Ryze is going to have to push bot, but then they're going to start Baron, so Ryze is going to have to push bot, then TP to Baron, and Gangplank has to do one barrel top lane. Whippo's checking to see if they were on Baron, because they didn't have any vision. Man, I wish Whippo was able to get a reset at some point here, because I know he has enough for either a cloak or a Noon Quiver. But he's not able to because the pressure from BLG on ends up swapping his jersey for FlyQuest 1. Beautiful Poppy ult. Baron is taken. The barrel is huge. Whippo's going after Knight. Beautiful. So now that they have Baron, I think all they need to do is take the win. I think all they need to do is take the win, push mid, and push top. Push mid lane, push top lane, get 2 towers mid, get the side, the tier 2, or get the tier 2 from top lane, and then take your reset. And then from doing that, they'll be up, or they won't be up, but the gold will be down to like, what, 2k, 1.5k? Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh my god! Okay.
15 seconds on Bin, 15 seconds on Elk. FlyQuest
Oh my god, they have one minion, but the minion ended up dying. How did this minion die? Did they Q it? Oh, Ari Q'd it. Ari's Q one-shot the caster. If Ari's Q didn't one-shot the caster, they would have actually ended. They could have taken the next tower. They're separated. I mean, it's a good kill that Whippo ends up getting. Good ulti as well. This feels painful to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is awful. This feels terrible to watch because it's like, as an NA fan, as a FlyQuest fan, it's like, it's pain. Is there anything Whippo could have done differently here? He does not have any barrels. He's like trying to play middle of what's happening. He GPQs. Maybe he could have landed a... Could he have landed anything here? No. Q, barrel. Actually, you know what? Maybe he could have killed Bin. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure if I'm seeing this right. So take a look at this. So I assume he was going for a double barrel combo here. He does hit the barrel. I see the animation of him hitting the barrel, but Bin doesn't take damage. So I don't know if the barrel missed or if Bin's death stance ate everything. No, Bin is slowed. Bin is slowed. He was hit by the barrel. That was everything Whippo could have done. Wow, that's painful. Now, here's the thing. BLG does end up ending the game after this, and it's heartbreaking, right? It is extremely heartbreaking because I think this could have been a 3-1 for FlyQuest. One last thing I wanted to show you. So take a look at the items right now on Whippo Inspired Quad, Masu, Busio. You can see that they are very close to completing their items. So Masu almost has IE. Quad almost has Death Cap. Inspired has Abyssal Mask in base. Whippo has, I don't think he has LDR in base because he ended up TPing before this whole push even happened in the first place. But look what ends up happening to their bases right now. So Whippo ends up completing LDR, I think. But take a look at Quad. Quad buys Death Cap. Inspired completes a Canic Recurrent. Those are 2 item completions so far, with the Death Cap being huge. Busio completes an item. IE gets completed for Masu. And Whippo completes LDR. So that is quite literally 5 item completions on the side of FlyQuest. I mean, I'm sure they know it as well. That it's like, oh man, it was rough to end here. Or maybe we should have just recalled. But yeah, I definitely think they would win the game, considering this was already a 10k gold swing 9k gold swing, I think they would have already won the game if they just recalled because of the champions that they're playing. Not only that, but look at the flashes, right? Masu has... Oh, Masu doesn't have flash. But Bwipo and Quad both having flash up and Busio having flash is really, really huge. I think everybody can tell from watching this game that if they had just recalled, they would have won the game. But regardless, this video at the end of the day is about Bwipo. And I think the way that he played Gangplank, these are the takeaways, the final takeaways that I'm going to say. I think the way that he played, the early game against Mbessa was beautiful. Perfect. He did everything he needed to do. He made sure the wave was slow pushing towards him after taking a heavy trade level 1, level 2, which is what you need versus Mbessa, because you will out-sustain it. Afterwards, he ended up freezing the wave on the slow push back, and he ended up freezing the wave also when he had a Sheen. Beautiful. He kept his ulti, and he kept his TP, excuse me, because he played those early trades amazing, and he played the lane well. That is the highlight here. That is the biggest highlight, that he got to Sheen without anything bad happening. The really unfortunate bad decision that I think ended up losing them a lot of stability was the death on top lane, where he ended up trying to Q the Kai'Sa under tower, and they collapsed on him, and Mbessa got 2 plates bot lane and 2 full waves over him, or 1 full wave. I think it was just 1 full wave over him. So that gave Mbessa Eclipse Gold, and Gangplank was forced to teleport while being 500 gold off of Trinity. He would have had Trinity had he not died there. Because he would have had Trinity. It's just a lot of unfortunate... Those 2 decisions, I think, ruined his game for a while, until he got to Trinity plus Fang. Once he got Trinity Fang, I think that dragon fight, he had control over. I think this dragon fight that ends up happening, Bwipo did have complete control over, but I think he had the wrong mindset. I don't think there's a world where as GP, you need to mark any jungler genuinely. Like, scenarios can change, 100%. Scenarios can change. But I just think that this champion functions best when you are punishing a mistake with your team. You're the bodyguard. I think this champion works best as a bodyguard. Gangplank is probably the best bodyguard in all of League of Legends. Better than Alistar, better than peeling supports, because where the peeling supports knock people away, they can re-enter the fight. What Gangplank does is he kills everybody. He kills everybody that tries to go past the bodyguard. And I think that is the way that this dragon fight should have played. And had it been played like that, I think FlyQuest do get this dragon, and I think they do walk away with 2 kills, minimum. 2 kills, maybe they trade 1, and I think that's winning. I think they would agree that that's winning too, to have a dragon, another dragon, while having the scaling team composition. And then this Baron call, I can't fault like anybody. Like, I can't single out Bwipo, because this was a team call. This was not a one-person call. This is for sure a team call. Like, everybody believes in it. Everybody thinks it's possible. But with that being said, man, if we replayed this game, oh my god, dude, it's actually so crazy how proud I am, though. Like, because I talked to Bwipo about Gangplank quite a lot. Bro, listen, I am proud of this guy for how he played this matchup early and how he ended up playing most of the fights, right? That dragon fight is, I think, the only mistake that really sucks. But man, it always makes me happy to see Gangplank on the world stage, on the international stage, MSI. Anytime I see Gangplank, I'm happy. So with that being said, the takeaway from this video: learn to play Gangplank's early game. For all of you who are watching this video, learn to play until you get to Sheen, and then remember what your goal is once you're level 13. Remember how to barrel combo, only the 2-barrel and the triple barrel combo, and then remember what your goal is. You are the security guard, you are punishing mistakes, you are not so much creating opportunities. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the video, and Baka Bald.